I was telling you earlier that I got this in the mail, and it said, Du Plessis, Fine Art and Fine Living, the contents of Midway Park, which is a lovely name anyway. And I've been to some of Du Plessis' auctions in the past. One up, I remember, in a castle, going back a few years. Anyway, this one is on the weekend, and I thought, look at all of those wonderful things that they're selling, 350 lots of all kinds of art and ruby glass and cast iron statue lamps, Chippendale-style front library cabinet. That sounds nice. Artworks, all this. It sounds very pricey. Marc Du Plessis on the line. Marc, how are you?
Good, thank you, Jeremy.
Nice to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And I know you're busy because you are there, I take it, putting all of this together.
I am. I'm standing in the amazing gardens of this property right now as the people are walking through the gates.
Okay, so you've got a display or a open. How do you a viewing?
Yes. A viewing. That's it.
A viewing. And that's on today.
Yes. Yeah.
When is the auction?
The auction's this Sunday, starting at 11 o'clock in the morning. 11:30, sorry, in the morning.
And people don't have to belong to a club, or they don't have to be a member of your entourage. People just can walk in, and provided they're registered to bid, or they can look and see if there's something that they want, and then register to bid if they want to bid for it. Is that how it works?
Exactly. Yes, that's it. The general public's quite welcome.
Because I'm familiar with, going to a Small and Whitfield or a Scammell's. Not that you can actually go and bid with Scammell's anymore. It's all done online.
Yes. Yours
is both online and in person, is it?
Yes, we do a combination of both, but unfortunately, due to on the property auction, there's no online bidding, but we've put the catalogue online so everyone can have a look, and we can organise telephone or absentee bidding for those who are unable to attend the auction.
No, I think it's much better to be there. I really do.
It's so much more fun.
Oh, absolutely. Now, the other thing is that this is one of those old-fashioned house content kind of auctions, isn't it? Because you don't see that very often, where somebody literally says, here's my house, I'm going to go out for the afternoon, sell everything.
That's it. Yeah, we normally get. It's quite amazing the way you mentioned the castle sale before, Castenbull Castle.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yes, the vendor on that and on this one both just handed me the keys, given me the alarm code, and said, "Go your hardest."
Good God. It must be a pleasure, but a terrible responsibility at the same time.
It is. It's both, yes.
I'm looking down the list of things that are there. These people must have been collectors of a big kind.
He was a very serious collector, and has been collecting, for as long as I've been in our family business, which is over 35 years or plus that. And I remember the first time he walked into, I remember the first time I was in the auction room when he walked in and started bidding. So he's been a long-term client. Yeah.
Well, people, it's an addiction, I'm afraid, collecting.
It is.
And there's a very fine line between being a hoarder and a collector, I've discovered.
Oh, definitely.
If they don't like you, they'll say, "Oh, he's a hoarder."
That's it.
Collector seems a lot more upmarket.
That's it.
The thing is, I met your dad. I think it was at the castle. Your late father.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And how many generations has Du Plessis chalked up now?
This is only I'm only the second generation in the auction business, but my father started, my parents, mother and father, started the business, I think, back in 1966 when they first did their first auction.
So it's been going a long time. That was in Adelaide. That's where it started?
Yes, yeah.
Right. So, and you're a lot more upmarket than the usual sort of auction house might be, and I don't mean that disrespectfully to
Oh,
anybody.
no, not at all. Yeah.
But everyone has his own niche, I suppose.
Exactly, they do. We've just found that we try to specialise in the higher quality items, things that you can take home straight away, or whether it's when I say higher quality items, complete sets of Grange Hermitage or exceptionally rare classic cars and items like that. You do right across the board.
You do cars as well.
I remember my first car auction. I remember I said to my father, I think I'll do a classic car auction, and he said, I don't want those old cars dropping oil on my sale room floor. And yes, he definitely did like it when he was holding the commission check at the end of the day, because we only did 12 cars, and we took, I think, just under $3 million from 12 cars.
My God, what were they?
They were very special. You had everything from, say, classic Mustangs, sort of the GTO Mustangs, and Porsche 930 turbos, and there was even a Superbird.
One seller, one private collection?
No, that was across the board. That was I found a fair, I think there were probably 7 vendors in that one out of the 12 items, 7 different owners.
Oh well, let me know when you're having another one of those.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
When you go in and the vendor, the owner of the house, Midway Park, where is it, by the way?
This one's at Angove Court in Roslyn Park in South Australia. Yeah.
Is it? It looks like an old house from the picture on the front of the flyer.
It is, as the name, as the street name, Angove Court. It actually was. I think it's the original house from the owner of Angove's Wines.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you go in there and you get the gig. You're going to sell everything. Yep. How do you know where to start?
First off, this one we only got called in 2 weeks ago.
So you've got to label everything, you've got to catalogue everything, you've got to photograph everything, you've got to put a lot number on everything. And then sorted into different lots where there's multiples of items that you think, look, we don't want to do 1,000+ lot auction, so we'll group 3 lovely crystal vases together, or 2 pairs of sterling silver salts and items like that. So just to make it more interesting and to keep the flow of the auction happening. Then you have to value everything. You've got to have a good idea what everything is worth. How do you do that?
I don't know. That's just experience at this stage. I think I would see I'd see more items in, say, a fortnight than your average antique dealer out there sees in an entire year. So,
I'll bet. Is there one piece in this of the 350 or whatever it is?
351 lots.
351 lots. Yeah. Is there any one piece there that you say, this is the star of the day?
I'd say, look, there's an oil painting by South Australian artist, Sir Hans Hyson, and it's delphinium, so it's a still life. And that was painted by Hyson and given to his parents for their golden wedding anniversary.
Wow.
Yes, so
what would that be worth? What's a ballpark?
Ballpark on that's probably, you'd be looking, say, 60 to 90,000.
60 to 90,000. You know, the funny thing about art and a lot of the things that you're talking about and old cars, there's no capital gains tax.
I'd talk to your accountant about that one, but
oh really?
But I haven't. I wouldn't. I'm one of those, like you said, collector / hoarder, where I never sell any items that I end up buying.
No, I don't either. It's a pity.
No, that's it. Yeah.
Well, I did query it once because I thought that was remarkably generous of the taxman to not put a capital gains tax on cars, because you can double, triple the value of the thing that you paid for. And,
exactly.
And it was explained to me, no, they couldn't do that, because if they're going to tax you at the sale end, they would, everything you did for that car, worked on, maintenance, everything would be tax deductible, and they wouldn't like that.
And that'd be too much of a headache for them.
I guess it would be. So the painting is your pick, but obviously there's some beautiful furniture.
Oh, there's some absolutely stunning items in here, as you'd expect from, someone with deep pockets and sort of 30, 40, 50 years worth of collecting. So
I would love to know the backstory, because somebody says, okay, I'm moving on. I'm going to sell everything. How could you spend a lifetime collecting and then simply, hand mark? He's a lovely man, but, hand mark the keys and leave, and he'll do the rest. And you come back and the house is totally empty.
Exactly, and of course vacuumed and dusted as well.
Oh yes,
as we do when we leave the property and hand the keys back.
But wouldn't he just sit there in the middle of the floor and cry?
I would. Yeah, exactly. Yes, yeah,
I would.
It's a definite life-changing decision. Yeah.
Certainly is. That's what I mean by the backstory. I mean, for somebody to do that, to make that decision. To end a lifetime of collecting, to be on one weekend, sell everything. Bang!
That's it. I know. All he removed from the property was, obviously personal photos, etc. One desk out of his study. Luckily, he had a second one to put back in there, but he took the big desk. One filing cabinet. Some kitchen utensils, kitchen equipment, and his washing machine.
Golly.
And that is it. Everything else in here is for sale.
Is he coming back to live in the house, or is he going elsewhere?
No, he's already moved. He is currently living up in the Adelaide Hills. He's moved up to the hills.
Well, which is a nice spot as well.
It is lovely. Yes, I think he's definitely a nature lover. I mean, the gardens here, it's on 2,700 square meters, and it is just so self-sufficient. There is everything from boysenberries to banana palms to oranges and avocados and pears, and you name a fruit species, it's probably here on the property.
Marc Du Plessis is my guest, and we're talking about the auction that's coming up on the weekend. What do you do, Marc, when you, being a collector, hoarder, what do you do when you go in there and you see something that you really want? How do you handle that?
That's an easy one. What? My father brought in a rule, it's not law. It's what we call Du Plessis law, where we're not allowed to purchase anything at any of our auctions unless it's left over at the end of the day. And then hypothetically, I've given the owner an estimate of $1,000 to $2,000 if it's left over at the end of the day. And and I say to them, look, the highest bid was $400 in the room, but I would like to buy it for myself. Gave you an estimate of $1,000 to $2,000. How about I give you $2.5 for it? So I go right over the top. So there's absolutely. It just keeps it above board, honest, and and also saves me from buying too much stuff.
You must have a very interesting big house to put everything in. I know,
big house with just Melinda, myself, and Rubens the dog. Yes.
Oh well, I hope the sale goes well. And you're in good voice. You're going to be the auctioneer.
I am. This one should take me about 5 hours, 5.5 hours straight calling with no break.
5.5 hours, no break. Can you get your hands on one of those bottles of wine? A
little sip on the rostrum.
Yeah, a little sip on the rostrum, just to keep body and soul together, and the tongue moving, and the throat wet.
That's it. Actually, I find of all things, pineapple juice is fantastic for the voice as you're going. Just a sip now and then of pineapple juice is perfect.
Juice. Yeah, I remember that.
Yes, it's got something to do with the enzymes in it or something.
But
I don't know. Someone explained it to me one day, and I tried it, and it seems to work. So,
but not
just stick with that.
Not Grange.
Not Grange. No, that would. I'd hate to see how I'd end up at the end of a 5-hour auction.
It could be interesting.
It would be.
Anyway, it's wonderful to talk with you. I'll just run through this again. It's Friday, and people can view from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Yes.
Saturday, tomorrow, the 11 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Correct.
And Sunday from 10:30. And so when is the auction? When you got to be there?
Auction starts at 11:30 on Sunday morning.
Okay, I'll come along, have a look tomorrow afternoon, I reckon.
Fantastic. Looking forward to seeing you.
All right. Love to the family and nice to talk to you, Marc. Thank you again.
Thanks. Thank you very, very much for having me on.
It's a great pleasure. Thank you. Marc Du Plessis. Okay.